What is up, YouTube and all my fish keeping friends? How is everybody doing out there in fish tank land? Happy Wednesday. Totally impromptu live stream. Hope everything's working out here. Music hopefully is not too loud. All that good jazz. Let's check out the stream. Check out the chat. Greg Jones is in here. Calypso's reefing. Hey, who's in here first? We have Rounded Rob. This is totally impromptu. You know, I wasn't even planning on doing this stream. I think we have Rob 93 is going on at 7:30, and then Aquarium Co-op. Corey over at the Aquarium Co-op is going to be live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Cool. So hopefully music is not too loud. Mic is bad. Mic is bad. Seriously. Very overmodulated. Audio is blown out. Really? Well, my audio? I mean, I can totally take it down all the way. But let me know if... Give me a second. Is that better? It looked like it on the other side. Anyways, let's see. That might help a little bit. I don't know. Is that better? Totally. I've got to be able to make it. I can totally lower it even more. Daryl Dimmer, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Greg Jones, thank you. I appreciate your help. I appreciate all you guys saying stuff, but I'd rather you say something than not say it. I know it distracts me a little bit, but if I can quickly make it better, which I got a soundboard over here. If anything, sometimes it's like I can't hear anything at all. That was all probably blown out from last interview where I was messing with the audio and everything. Dan Slee, it's good to see you here as well. Mad Fish Diva, how are you? Good to see you here. So I'm excited. I got some new moss. Eric Lucas had put some moss up on, I think it was on Facebook. He wasn't really like, he just posted, hey, I got this stuff, hint, hint. And I went and checked it out. I talked to him privately, and he hooked me up with a nice little culture of it. I still have a whole bunch wrapped up in a piece of wet paper towel. I'm going to have to tie it to something. Some of the smaller little loose pieces, I want to tie them all down. But I'm really excited to have that. So I feel like I might as well live stream. I'm really frustrated that I haven't been filming. It's just trying to get it. There's a couple of things, but I just have to be honest. We all go through a little bit of a rut sometimes. It's more of like a not so much of a writer block because I have plenty of content here. It's more like how do I want to deliver my content, I guess, is I'm just thinking about that. I don't know. Kind of streamline the content a little bit. I don't want to just ramble too much. Save my rambling for the live stream. Anyways, Jason from Fish Tropic, good to see you here as well, man. Big gain on the mics, right? He said that too. See, I don't know. I can lower it down more. I don't want to lower it too much. But the music, whatever. Anyways, 54 Punchy. Pamela, how are you? Is it getting any better? I'm trying to even lower it a little more. Basically, I can lower it really far down, and then you guys tell me if you can't hear me anymore. I can bring it back up from that point. Pam, glad you made it. The moss has arrived. I'm so excited. Maybe we could just go ahead and go to that. I got 17 here hanging out. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Wednesday. It's totally impromptu, not my thing normally. I've been wanting to do more streaming, but at the same time, I just need to make content. I've always preached that, the content needs to come first. To me, streaming is really celebrating, it's celebrating the fact that I'm a content creator. It's for me, when I stream, to me, it's I feel like I need to make the content first. But I love this awesome community. All you guys are just really, you guys are all my fish friends, fish keeping friends. And a lot of you, I get to see in person, which is great. So let me go ahead and just switch it over for the fun of it. Let's take a look at this moss. I'm trying to get it as good as I can get it, the focus, but we'll play around with the focus a little bit. There's so much green stuff in there. I guess it's kind of gets a little lost. But it's right in the center of the screen. I can mess with the focus just a little bit, but obviously it has a nickname and everybody can have all their fun with that. But it is actually a really cool moss. I love it because it's different than the other rare moss that I just recently got. The Distifilum. That's fun. I can make a fool of myself with that one. I don't know if I can ever say that properly. Maybe. 1 second. I can't type and talk at the same time, obviously. Anyways, so I got this moss from Lucas. I got it from from Erik. I'm sorry. I got it from Erik Lucas at Aquashella, and I kind of put it all together because Erik Lucas was a judge there at Aquashella for the shrimp competition, and I knew that, but I kind of like didn't put it all together. Even the fact that his booth was right there, and so actually I purchased even a few of these things in here. I have Physidens, a Thailand species of Physidens, and that is in here in the rocks on the left hand side of the hooker moss. So and all that stuff, that as well as the other moss which is behind my head a little bit in the foreground of that tank, all that stuff came from Erik Lucas, and I just kind of like put it all together. It's interesting. He's got a lot of cool stuff. His website, I'm not really, I'll pump him because he's got some good stuff and good packing. I almost wanted to do an unboxing, but I needed to get the moss in the water. But his website is bipetshrimp.com. Which is it's a cool little website. He's like an award-winning shrimp breeder. He's anybody who's really into shrimp knows who Erik Lucas is. Cool guy, really awesome person to meet, and it's just nice to have. It's nice to have plants from him, just like the stuff that I have from Lucas Bretts. It's like I know they're grown with love. They come from like an incredible fish room, and it's just cool to have it. Just another moss for my collection. Some nerdy stuff for me. I almost wanted to put it under the microscope tonight just for the fun of it, to goof around with that. But I think that was taking it too far. Maybe one day I'll do a video and I will compare a bunch of different mosses. Just take a little closer look, literally a lot closer look. The other tanks, if the box is still on the floor, I still have not opened up the rack because I'm working on some pieces of wood. I thought I was going to recycle pallet wood. I was going to take pallets, break them down, and use that wood to help retrofit the Husky shelving unit, which definitely kind of needs to be retrofitted because you really don't want to put the tanks on the wire racks that it comes with. And I don't want to use full sheets of plywood. I just think that there's better ways, and I'm trying to show people how to do this for a reasonable amount of money. So I'm going to go ahead and literally I am going to spend the money on some 1x4s, a couple of 1x4s by 10s, and I'm going to rip them down into 25-inch pieces, sand them, clean up all the rough edges, paint them all black, and then those will lay across the main beams of the shelving unit, and then my 10s and 20s will sit on that. And I'll make them 25 inches, so I got plenty of room for like a 20 long or, anything like that. So that's the plan with that. So definitely more tanks are going. I've ordered 4 more tanks right now from my pet store on the Big Island in St. Thomas. So those 4 tanks are on their way on a pallet somewhere. And my goal right now, as long as I can pay my bills and everything at the same time, my goal right now is to invest in 4 aquariums a month. I know that kind of is keeping me on the island longer than some people around in the U.S. want me to stay here, but I guess I'm not ready to leave here just yet, and I'm not going to stop my hobby until I leave. So it is what it is. But so I'm going to be investing in like 4 aquariums every month, 4 10 gallons. And substrate and whatnot, but I'm a little addicted to some shrimp stuff that I'm doing, and all these the tetra fry. I've got lots of blue tetra right now. I'm really excited about the blue tetra, but I really could have 4 tanks right now. I could split them up into 4 tanks just so they would breed better. some boost. I like Bucephalandra, but I think that it just, for me, it grows too slow. Like, I'm not patient enough for it. Like, it's fine. I put it in the tank. I have some boost, and it's there. It's like one of the things, like, it's there, and you just let it. You can even just throw it in the tank and let it find its own spot and just leave it there. But so I'm not. It's kind of boring to me. Plus, technically, Bucephalandra kind of doesn't do that well underwater because it's not really. It can live underwater, but it's really not technically like an underwater plant. So I'd put it in a paludarium. I've had it in my paludarium at one point, and then I put it back into an aquarium because I had a place I wanted it. But yeah, Deanna Summersville, how are you? Good to see you here. Howdy from Gift Hill. Awesome. Yeah, I'm working with some of the. I've got a video I got to put out here soon on some wild guppies. Deanna is a friend here from the island, and she keeps the local wild guppies too. A lot of people like to keep them outside their front door. It really helps with mosquitoes, actually. It's a very popular thing here in the Caribbean, just to keep like a little bowl of water outside with little guppies. A lot of people call them mosquito fish, but we all know Gambusia would be kind of technically the mosquito fish. But when you get into the Caribbean and stuff, and local culture and stuff, they call it a mosquito fish sometimes, but they're technically are wild guppies. So I'm working with that kind of selectively breeding. I'm picking out the really nice males, and I'm kind of selectively breeding them, but trying to keep it completely wild still at the same time, and reintroducing, there's still wild type guppies, but I'm having fun with that. I've got like 3 tanks technically of those wild guppies, and then I'm also working on a leucistic guppy, which is a mix of sunset microgriff guppy. Blah. Can't talk. And like an in-class Indler. So it's like a wild Indler mixed with sunset microgriff, which is a leucistic guppy. So I've got like these crazy looking guppies, Indler hybrids, and I've been picking out the more leucistic ones, keeping the other that more like Indler away. And anyways, so I'm having fun with that. I got 2 tanks of that going on right now, and as soon as I get this rack going, there'll be probably another 2 more tanks of that. Tampa Tom, welcome to the stream. Good to see you, man. Aquamate, good to see you here as well. Ty, oh boy, it's good to see everybody hanging out. I'm just chilling. Can you even hear the music? Is the music still here? I don't know. I was trying to get my volume just right. Everybody said I was blown out. Nobody's complaining. I guess it's better. It's interesting because I know it's from messing with the audio from the last stream, and that was because of his audio was really quiet on his side. At this point, I'm not sure. I have a friend that I want to do. I don't even want to say who it is, but award-winning shrimp breeder. If I say enough about this person, you probably can guess who he is. He's won many awards, many medals in different U.S. shrimp competitions. The latest shrimp competition, as far as I know, that he was in, he had 7 medals, 7 awards, 7 medals in that, or 5 medals. He placed 7 places in 5 medals. Maybe that was what's correct on that. Anyways, so I'm looking forward to doing an interview with him on Sunday. That will be really fun. He's up to, I think, about 72 different types of Caridina and Neocaridina shrimp. So maybe that'll give it away as well. He's probably the #1 U.S. breeder of shrimp, of Caridina and Neocaridina shrimp. I don't know if that gives it away. Nobody's guessing. So, anyways, he's a really cool guy, and I met him in 2017, at the beginning of my channel, my first aquatic experience. It was very interesting how I met him, but I'm really glad that I did, and ever since then we've kept in touch, and just he's like one of my go-to guys when it comes to breeding shrimp and stuff like that. I probably annoy him just a little bit every once in a while. So you can see the blue bolts in here. This is actually my quote-unquote B team of blue bolts, and I didn't realize I had this many still in there. Not enough to sell right now. I'm really kind of been stressing because that heat wave in the States really got me on some shipping. It was very, very unfortunate. I did have some losses, and that was unfortunate. It's not Flip Aquatic. It is not Rob from Flip Aquatics. Because he is the gentleman that I'm talking about is Rob mainly imports a lot of really awesome shrimp. He gets a lot of really cool stuff in. But this gentleman is actually probably he is the world's, the U.S.'s largest U.S. breeder. He's breeding like 72 plus different kinds of Neocaridina and Caridina shrimp in the United States on the mainland, and selling all like 72 of those species when he has it available. So I just don't think a lot of people know about him, but unless you're into shrimp and you go to the conventions, the competitions, and you keep up on that, and who wins these things. Anyways, just really cool, like fish nerd, shrimp nerd, more of a shrimp nerd than anything. And the music. He's laughing at the music. Is the music too loud? Is it too loud? I know I'm just having a ball. I know it's like an EDC concert. I know. I'm sorry. Jason. More than anything, is it just completely and utterly annoying or too loud? Anyways, another goal of something tonight here. I want to take the camera down to the next tank below it, which has it's my nano blue tetras, and they've been spawning like crazy. I've got all these little tiny fry in there. I'd like to throw some microworms in there or something, maybe some live baby brine shrimp. See if I can get them running around a little bit so you can see all these little tiny, all these really tiny little fry. But I'm really excited because what's crazy is the TDS right now in the tank is so high. Like for these fish, it's 300 TDS right now, and I really like to keep it like between 50 parts per million and 100 parts per million TDS. But all of a sudden all these fry are showing up, so I haven't touched anything, and there's just more fry showing up, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to touch anything, right? There's just that point too where nature steps in. It's like, I just don't know. I'm just going to let it go for a little bit here and see what happens. I'm definitely going to do a water change soon enough here, but just so many fries. Anyways, so this is like a learning experience. You're trying to understand this species, what they like, what's going to kind of spark them to spawn, get them in the mood, really. Jason, thank you for putting that out there. I appreciate that. So who else we got? We got 7:30, I think, Rob out of nowhere. I didn't know he was streaming, but I saw something in there. I guess at 7:30 he's going on for a little bit there. I could probably just go ahead and make this a half-hour stream. I really wasn't planning on doing this. I was just really excited about this moss. For me, it's exciting. And honestly, Erik hooked me up with a big chunk of it, a lot of it, a lot more than what I paid for. So I pretty much, what I like to do, when I get a lot of different things, depending on who it came from. Because it came from him, I probably shouldn't trust that, but otherwise I would quarantine this and the quarantine tank that's on the same shelf. But I don't know, I felt safe with it. I inspected it, I looked at it literally under a microscope, not on the microscope, but under a magnifying glass. I've got all kinds of little size magnifying glass, like for jewelry and stuff, and I was just checking it out just to see if there's anything on, anything crazy looking, any kind of snails or anything, and it's really, really, really clean stuff. So I just went ahead and threw it in like 3 different tanks, but my goal always is kind of like to break it up into a few different tanks, because I don't want to like risk it all, put all my eggs in one basket, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to risk it all in one tank, because every tank is just a little bit different, maybe a little bit different mix of substrate and stuff, just a little bit different parameters in the tank and in the water column. So I like to take my specimens, my cultures, and kind of break them up in a few different places and then see where they do best. A lot of stuff I just like float it on the surface, literally just throw it in the tank, let it float on the surface, and sometimes that's really helpful with a fresh thing, like a cutting or something you got at a convention or a show or an auction or something like that. Sometimes it's best to just leave it up there at the surface close to the light and just help it kickstart a little bit. The roots start growing out, and then eventually, you could even, a lot of times I'll just let it grow at the top until it goes crazy, or cut up into pieces and then spread it. Spread it around into different tanks. Ultimate Fish Keeping Show. How are you? Welcome to the stream, man. Danny's Aquariums. Good to see you here. All right. Amber is here. Big City Betas. How are you? I don't know. You did not miss all the fun. We have the new moss right there in the tank, right in the center of the tank there. Amber, let me know if you approve of the music selection so far this evening. Just let me know if it's okay with you. I don't, KG Sticklids, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat tonight. I'm just chilling, I do have some stuff to edit, but I am such an awesome procrastinator. I thought, okay, instead, let's just go live. Let's just go live. I am celebrating something else. I'm trying to be, I'm not trying to be. I am pretty humble about it. I guess in the beginning, you get like your first couple of thousand subscribers, you get to 10,000 subscribers. That's like a point. Now I'm thinking, like, my mind, I'm thinking like bigger numbers, way bigger numbers, bigger leaps, right? But I woke up this morning, broke 13,000 subscribers this morning when I woke up. I'm really excited about that. I appreciate everybody's support. I appreciate all of my friends here in the chat and in the stream. They show up every Sunday for my live streams, that watch my content, that like it, share it, and all that stuff. I really do appreciate all your support. This has been an incredible adventure, really. It really has, and it's changed my life. Totally changed my life. None of this is just making stuff up. It is the truth. I've made some incredible friends along the way so far. Really. I mean, if I could talk about it until I could cry, probably. But it is true. This is really, it's a beautiful community. A lot of good, positive people here. And I don't know. I mean, I've learned a lot about myself along the way. And I'm still going, there's still a lot to learn about the hobby, a lot to learn, all of it. This is, and learn a lot to learn about myself. It's really interesting, once you put yourself on camera and you sit there and you replay. Any of you out there that make content, you know what I'm talking about. You sit there and you look at yourself and you're having to watch yourself, listen to the words that you mispronounce, look at all your mannerisms and all that stuff, all my hand movements that I watch myself do in all my videos, you really, through content creation and stuff like this, you really do get a chance to learn about yourself a lot too. That's for sure. Anyways, it's been a beautiful adventure, and I'm not going anywhere. I have been slacking off on content. YouTube likes me some days, and other days it doesn't. Right now, for some reason, I'm up to 38, almost 40% suggested. If anybody understands analytics, YouTube is like, I like you the next 3 or 4 days. I like you for right now. And, maybe next week I'll be down to like 19 or 17% suggested. I don't know. If I don't make content, it's kind of, it's a pretty brutal thing. You can't let it get to you. I think that's another thing with this. You come full circle. Like, I went through a really obsessed period, just pushing really hard, or I wouldn't have gotten to 13,000 subscribers. But then there's a point when you take a step back and you're like, whoa, I need a balance here too, because like the fish tanks come first, the hobby comes first. It's a lifelong passion for me, and like the fish got to be fed, the tanks have to be cared for, the water changes and all that kind of have to come first, and even new stuff that I like and want to do, sometimes that'll come before YouTube, because I'm living it, but try to share as much of it as possible. But thank you guys. I just want to say thank you once again for all your support. Now, all of y'all that hang out and support me with all of this. Okay, all right, no more deep stuff. Wasn't really the right music for that deep moment, right? Is the music really, really loud, or is it? I kind of want it in the background. I don't actually, you know what? Nobody's saying anything. They're probably like, it's probably not there at all, and everybody's just happy that they can't hear it. Oh God, it's gonna make me watch a commercial. Okay, all right. So what else do we got going on? I'm gonna show you guys these other fish. I want to show you these little fry. I don't know if you guys. Let me know. Are you guys into that? Like, I feel like it might be a little too nerdy. I mean, these blue bolts are pretty sexy when they do come around onto the screen. But the other shot would be some kind of like rounded Rob. No, thank you. they're just really small. You might actually hurt your eyes to try to see them. I mean, it's not this camera. I should take this camera instead of looking at my ugly mug with this camera. I should take that and use it over there. But can't get as close actually. So I'm actually really excited that the stream is actually working right now because we're in the middle of a tropical thunderstorm here. It's like almost turned into a hurricane, but it didn't. So it is pretty darn wet here and has been for a few days, and it's thundering and lightning out there right now and raining, and I'm on a wireless internet service and an antenna on my roof, so I'm really grateful that it's actually working. I didn't even know if this was gonna go down very well. Let's see. Fry time. People do want to see the fry. Don't listen to Rounded Rob. I shouldn't listen to him. Gary's Aquatics. What's up, man? Oh, I'm not drinking coffee. I'm drinking hot tea with coffee creamer in it. Don't tell anybody. But it's really good, actually. And technically, tea has more caffeine than coffee. Okay. Let it snow. Oh, in the shrimp tank? I could let it snow in the shrimp tank. I know that's probably... I don't know if that's what you meant, but that's where I'm going with it. Let's see. Water Wizard, how are you? D from down the wormhole, what is up? Good to see you here. Impromptu live stream. Wasn't even really planning it. I just got some really awesome moss in. I wanted to share it with everybody. I should do it on the microscope, right? It's not all, everything's not set up for that right now. Like, it's not set up now. I don't want to waste too much time. I could almost set it up. Like, if I was this crazy, I could go for it. It is not green tea. Amber is not green tea. This is Lipton. This is like English black tea, I guess. Lipton tea, whatever that might be. Anyways, yeah. It's literally, whatever. Whatever. Okay. Coffee is better than tea. I agree. But it is 7:30 and I have to get up early, and so no late. I guess I'll be up late, but no coffee. Tea is good enough. All right, I'm going to hustle. I'm going to hustle into the next room real quick. I'm going to hustle into the next room real quick. I'm going to take a look at the other stuff. Let's see. What else can I do? Can I do... Boo? No. Yeah. Let me go in there and move this real quick. All right, cross your fingers, guys. Oh, that's kind of bright, but we'll see. Let me mess around with the... Of course, I gotta mess with everything. So we're looking like up from below. We're looking up at the surface of the water from the underside, right? So you can see two bigger fry. Those are definitely fry, but you see the little tiny ones? I'll mess with the exposure and stuff here in a minute. But you can see that one little guy. The little one, tiny guy. Let's see. Let's see. Actually, it's not bad the way it was there. I can kick it up just a little bit. I'm gonna move the camera just a bit. All right, there we go. That works for me. Okay, let me check out the chat here, see what's going on. What is going on? Oh, green tea has more caffeine than other teas. Yes, I probably that's probably right. Yeah, Lipton tea works. It's kind of like an old school. You know, it's like a it always works. All right, let's see what's going up here. I could put some other stuff. So there's a little bit of dusting of stuff you see at the surface, and even the oils that you see on the surface of the water there, they're coming from kind of a little bit of overfeeding. But there's so many fry, they're not kind of. You know, I'm not seeing too many things right there, but there's some smaller ones that will show up every once in a while. These fry you're seeing here are about 3 weeks, 4 weeks old. These are the nano blue tetra, but everything's pretty much colony breeding. What I've noticed so far, the adolescent fry are not predating on the microscopic little fry, and the adults are obviously been leaving alone the fry. Period. So it's almost like they have like a nursery area. Like this is kind of the nursery area. I did mess with, unfortunately. I knew the stream was happening, and I still messed with things, and I dropped a piece of that new moss in this tank too. And when I did that, I just wasn't even thinking, and just walked up to this tank, and I dropped it down in the water in the clearing, which is this clearing area that you see at the top, which kind of spooked, messed with the duckweed, and spooked the little fry a little bit. And I knew, I was like, I just ruined this for my stream. So I kind of scared them away from the area for a little bit, but normally this is the like nursery area, and all the fry hang out up there. And like I said, the more adolescent fry and whatnot, they don't predate on them. They all just kind of coexist, and everything has been working out pretty good. It's been nice. So yeah. So I don't know. Rob is doing his thing. I know that there's also going to be a stream tonight. Corey from Aquarium Co-op is going live after me as well. He's going to be live at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Rob, I guess, is live now. I don't know. I didn't know what was going on with that. Yes, Mark, we did get the fry in. I mean, I did get the moss in. I got a lot of it too. It's supposed to be like 20 little cuttings of it, and he literally just threw a bunch of it in there. He was very, very generous with it. That's for sure. It's always nice to have new fry in the fish room. That's for sure. I mean, I could sit there, especially with new and like very vaguely described species and stuff like this. It's nice to sit there and watch the whole thing go on, because it's like you're learning stuff that nobody has written about. Nobody knows about this stuff really. I'm sure a handful of people, whether they're alive now, probably know what I know. And I've learned from some of the writings and stuff that have come from that, but also from just sitting and watching them. There's some of the basic stuff is kind of known. The only thing that's really written about them is that they do like to spawn underneath floating plants. They like to eat from the surface, kind of stay closer to the top of the surface, but they like to have some cover. They like to stay underneath of plants to feel safe. So you definitely have to have floating plants, period, and some kind of floating plant, just to make them feel comfortable in the tank, or they're all going to be hiding, like be huddled up in the corner or something. I think that's another thing, you can touch on that. It's really crazy because a lot of people get into fish. They'll get a fish, this fish, that fish, this whatever, and they don't really like take. I always think it's important to take into consideration, what is that fish like? What is his natural habitat like? Are you just gonna? I mean, I did it when I was younger. I think I had like an iridescent shark or something, and like a 10 or 20 gallon aquarium, and I got it because it was called a shark. I was a kid, right? And it's like, this thing is just like darting around in the aquarium, doing circles in a 20-gallon aquarium. Not knowing at all at that age that this thing's gonna be like this massive catfish, and he's technically a tank breaker. But yeah, it's definitely very important, I think, to take the time to research the fish. Like, go to the fish store or whatnot. You see something you like, go home. Don't just impulse buy it. I personally like to have a tank ready even. So, and go, but anyways, you go home and research it, look it up, check it out. See what's going on with it. Does it like sand? Does it like gravel? Does it need more of a substrate? Does it need lots of plants? Does it need some cave to hide in? I don't know. I definitely feel sorry now, knowing what I know. I feel sorry about some of those fish when I was a kid that I kind of basically abused, tortured, or killed because I didn't know what I was doing. And I think that there's really not a lot of room to be doing that in this day and age. So I think it's important for us to just, it's important for us through content like this on YouTube to like take the time to educate. This is a weird song. I do agree, you guys. I'm sorry. It's nice to take time to make good content for the young people so that they don't don't kill a bunch of fish and waste a bunch of time trying to learn about this. I just think that there's not much room for that. And I feel like other parts of the world, they don't really have that, so much of that. There's a lot of education before you start putting fish in a tank, definitely. So yeah, I'm feeding Hikari first bites. So that's, I don't know if I mentioned that, completed that statement, if I just went off on a tangent, but that little bit of an oily surface stuff you see on the surface, and all the little dusting of stuff it's a dusting of Hikari first bites, which is just a dusted powdered fish food, obviously for fry. And it works really well for the microscopic little tiny fry because they're actually so small that they can't eat baby brine shrimp yet. So I really start them out with the dusting of the Hikari first bites along with microworms, and then once they're just big enough, it's, you know, I'm feeding everybody baby brine shrimp, but eventually, as soon as they can get a hold of them, they get a hold of the baby brine shrimp. And I've noticed once these fry get a hold of baby brine shrimp, it's over. I think that's with most fry. Once they can get a really high protein food like that in their body, everything changes. Let me go ahead and pull this out a little bit farther, and we can talk about these fish all together for a minute, maybe, if you're into it, because I've learned a lot about them. It's really cool just to learn the process of how these fish kind of like spawn with each other, you know, the courting behaviors that take place. There's not a lot of fry up here, so it's really kind of boring, and I really take the blame for that, for throwing moss in there today. I should have just left it alone. Oh, what did Amber have to say about the music? Wait a minute, my screen just popped away at the same time. How is this song any better? Oh boy. Forever and always, it will all Amber, I guess we'll just have to sit down and do a playlist together. Maybe I'll let you do that, Amber. You can be my official music moderator, and I will give you privileges to create a playlist that is copyright free and royalty free, and then I will play that music. How about that? It's either that or you get some crazy EDC not EDC, what is it, EDM, what is that? I don't know what it is. The like electronic whatever. I think it is EDC, right? Anyways, all right, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna pull this camera out a little bit farther. I want you guys to see the adult blue tetras, and I want you to see the relationship between the males and the females and the way they react with each other. It's really cool. All right, so we're just gonna be nerds here, fish nerds. That's what's going on here tonight. Just a little bit being fish nerds. I hope you can handle this for a moment, Amber, while I step away to play with the camera. Yeah, just 1 second. Boy, I really like to make myself run around, don't I? Ah, this is good. Now that it's focused, that's good. What do we got? We have Canadian. Who's Canadian? Who's Canadian? I'm missing it. Play some Dead Mouse. Yeah, Right, that's not going to get me demonetized at all. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, no, yeah, no, no, yeah. Okay, let me kick up the exposure a little bit so we can see what's really going on in this tank. Okay, so we have a bunch of adult nano blue tetras here, and you'll see that the larger, rounder, more of an oval shaped one, and she's more aggressive. It's a female. The larger, more oval and more rounded shaped body, that is the female. The males are a little bit skinnier, and they have, just like in a guppy, they have a little bit more of a chest, that little bump, just a little bump at the bottom. So you can definitely tell between those, basically those two things. There's a lot of things microscopically, obviously, especially with the fin in the back, or even more bones in the fins on the males. The males have more teeth. Their teeth, anyways, blah 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 blah. But the cool thing is, you'll see that this larger female, she's like the alpha female of the tank. She's running the show. She starts sparring, and usually she's either chasing males, or she's sparring with the other females. And sometimes the other females will spar back at her, I've noticed. And obviously I've sat for hours, and I'm watching the screen as I'm talking to you, watching them right now myself. But that blue I'm not making that blue up, right? That's not me messing with the color. That is the blue of the fish. People are like, they're not that cool, and I'm like, okay, I don't really care what you think. No, I mean, like, I fell in love with them. When you see these things in the dark or in like moonlight, like I can imagine them in like 150, 200 gallon aquarium, like a huge school of them, just lightly shoaling across the tank with some like moonlight going on. They pop when the background is dark and the light's just right. They just start flashing in the tank. And I noticed when the lights go out, okay, this is another thing. Before I go off on a tangent, let's keep going here. So the female is basically, she's running the tank. There's one larger female, kind of like, she's the alpha female. She runs the show. She's chasing everybody else around. Pretty much, I feel like most of the fry in this tank are probably hers. So the other thing that happens here is they do internal fertilization. So the male has these crazy, like, I guess what is the term for it? It's like a super sperm structure, technically, is actually like the word for it or something. It's literally got all these individual cells on it. And when she gets it inside of her, she's fertilized. And all of her eggs are fertilized, right? There's thousands of these little sperm cells on this structure. And so then she takes off and she spawns. She drops the eggs by herself. So at night, when the lights go down, the females start shooting from the bottom of the tank. They shoot up to the top into the floating plants and swim along the floating plants, and then shoot back down to the bottom and then shoot up to the top. And when the light's just right, you can see these blue just like flashes in the tank, because the tank lights are out, right? And I've just got residual light in the room, and you see these blue flashes shooting up and down the tank. And that's the females dropping their eggs off up in the plants. And it's just like, you guys know what it's like. It's just, to me, like, just watching life happen like that and watching the whole thing happen is just, that's what this hobby is all about to me. That's what it's all about. Just that, experience that, observe it, learn from it, and I don't know, pretty cool stuff. It's been really, really fun, and I look forward to sharing this fish with some other breeders. I want to get it in the hands of, honestly, the right people, so that we can start breeding a lot more of these fish. I think it would be an awesome nano fish. It's a great nano fish for the industry, as long as it as long as we can get it more hardy, because it's a little fragile right now. They're kind of fragile for shipping and stuff, and that would be a problem. But if you stabilize this fish in captivity, obviously you're going to make it, we will, no matter what, we're going to make it hardier in certain ways, weaker in other ways, right? All right, let's see. When the lights go out, nice. 12 o'clock. My lights go out at 12 o'clock midnight. 12 midnight. I do 5 to 12. I try to keep it 7 hours. Really keeps algae down. The plants don't seem to cry about that too much. Anyways, let's see what else we got going on. So yeah, lots of fry in this tank. I'm really excited with these guys. Hopefully one day you guys will see these in fish stores available. But the aggression in here is crazy. I mean, they are a little rough with each other, but it's just nature, and they don't hurt each other. Physically, I don't see any damage to any of the fish. But you see the female. Right now she's chasing a male around, because like I said, the males have a little bit more of that chest. They've got that bump, that curve at the bottom, and they're gonna have a little bit of a thinner. Just kind of reminds me of guppies, the males, anyways. But a lot of politics, a lot of stuff going on in that tank. Another reason why I like to keep it down to a little bit lower population. I want there to be, I think my goal here is I'm going to do like, I don't know, 3 females to like 5 to 8 males. But like 3 females. I don't want just 2 females that just beat up on each other all the time. I want like 3 females so there's enough room for some sparring and not everybody's just, not like, you know, I don't know. Hopefully nobody gets beat up, you know. It seems to be fine in here. Anyways, so I'm thinking 3 females and like 5 to 8 males is a good ratio for like a breeding tank. In the wild, these fish have been found in schools up to like 60, 70, 80 fish. But it works in the wild because they're not confined in aquariums, so the hormones don't build up, which is part of the problem. You start building up with a lot of fish, you start building up these hormones, especially when you're colony breeding or something like this, building up hormones in the water, and that's going to slow down breeding, and it's going to slow down the growth of the fish and all that. So that's why I say like 10 or 12 fish in a group, no more than that, to kind of get breeding happening. I'm quiet. I'm reading the chat, checking it out a little bit. I'm gonna hang out for the other 12 minutes. Why not? Let's go ahead and hang out for a minute. Let's see. Can I get? No, we're just gonna watch these fish for a little bit. I was gonna show you my t-shirts, but whatever. You guys know I got my Teespring t-shirts. I do have my wish list I set up. And I've been like totally deleted everything off of my wish list and completely changed it because I was like, I want this to be realistic and be meaningful. So I put on stuff there that I like, stuff that are consumable, regular consumable items that I purchase off of Amazon all the time for my fish room, like my DI resin filters or carbon filters. Just basic stuff that kind of adds up that I use all the time. And so I figured that's what if I'm going to put stuff on a wish list, put stuff on there. And then I got a couple crazy things that I throw up there, like some big stuff, like my like bucket list stuff that I want, right? And then, you know, I'll end up buying it for myself if nobody else does, kind of stuff. So there's a little bit of that stuff on there, like underwater housing for this Sony camera, because I plan on taking it to a couple places, and it'd be awesome to get that camera underwater instead of a GoPro when I'm like filming wild killifish or wild betta fish or whatever, wherever I'm at. So I'm looking forward to that. Or even my local wild guppies. Be nice to put that camera under the water instead. Let's see. What is everybody doing? So, yeah, I'm going to chill out. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Probably 10, I don't know. I'll get out of here like 5 minutes early, 3 minutes early. Give everybody like that that weekday pee break in between the bathroom break in between streams. Mr. Corey's gonna do his thing tonight. What's he talking about? Plants? I don't even remember what his stream is about tonight. I kind of saw it as a glimpse, but I didn't see what the topic was for sure. Let's see. So there's definitely things coming up. I look forward to sharing that with you guys. I got this rack going up. Everything is happening. I feel like it's just like I'm kind of like huddled in, kind of having a meeting with myself, figuring this all out, and then start like unloading content like a madman, because there's a lot of going on that I'm working on, a lot of projects that I have stuff. I have content. I just taking care of the fish instead of filming it. Sometimes there's stuff where it's like, oh, I could pull out the camera right now and film this, and it's just like, no, I just want to get it done, right? But I know I need to be able to I need to share more of that with you guys. So hopefully I'll be able to share these fish with you guys. So it is Shark Week. That's another thing too. So my next goal is 15,000 subscribers. 15,000 before Aquashella. No, not so much. But that will be an awesome thing coming up. Bringing that up, Aquashella is going to be fun. We got a little bit of a fun road trip going on. Amber from Big City Betas, which is here in the stream, as well as Haley from Oddball Aquatics. We're going to be leaving from Indiana. We're going to do I'm going to do a fish room tour of Lucas Brett's fish room there. Going to hang out, and then we're going to do a road trip, a little bit of a fish tuber road trip to Aquashella. Be Aquashella or bust. So I don't know what's in the background. Whoa. Someone has to say something sometimes. I know I'm supposed to be the DJ and know what's going on here, but what was that? That was like an hour-long infomercial that was starting to play. Anyways, Aquashella is going to be so much fun. The whole experience is going to be fun. We plan on doing a little bit of a road trip and actually stopping at a few different fish stores, maybe. Even if we just like jump out, run in, check it out. Maybe live stream that, maybe not. But I look forward to doing just checking out some LFSs on the way to Chicago. And then after Chicago's Aquashella, we're going to be doing a little bit of an LFS tour on Monday, and there'll be a lot of cool people there for that one. I'm pretty sure that Chung from the Water Box, maybe he'll be there. I'm thinking got Zach from SE Fish Keeping, got Matt's Monster Fish. I believe he's going to be there as well, and probably come and do a little bit of a fish store tour with us. Priscilla, which is not around here right now, but she'll probably be there for that one. Who knows? We'll see who we can drag along with us on that fish store tour. Maybe we get I don't know, a lot of people leave on Monday, so it's interesting. We get the hardcore people to stick around, right, for an extra day to do that, really, because people like Joey would not show up for something like that, because I think he's going to fly out Monday morning. A lot of people are out of there Monday morning, or a lot of people actually fly out on Sunday afternoon, which is crazy. Hardcore people wrap up, pack it all up, and they're out of there that night. It's the closest thing I get to a vacation, kind of, so I'm enjoying it while I can. You know what? Oh no, I'm in trouble. Serious, this is how everybody is witness to this. How many people? 24 of my good friends hanging out here in the stream right now. 24 of you hanging out with me. All right, everybody knows right now this is happening. Amber is responsible. Amber is creating a playlist for me of copyright-free music off of YouTube for YouTube. We'll come up with a playlist. I will download it. I will make a playlist on my channel even, and I will play it off of this iPad over here. Ooh. Boy, oh boy. The Cove. I'm on a perpetual vacation. I kind of feel like that as well. I've been a little spoiled lately with the job that I'm doing, but things are about to change. We're hitting hurricane season. It's nasty and rainy, and I'm about to have to find some side work to make a little extra money. So I'm going to probably be doing a little bit of plumbing work and some probably carpentry or whatever I got to do on the side to make a little extra money to get through this. So I got the off season coming up, and at the same time, I'm trying to travel to both Aquashella and the aquatic experience. So all the super chats anybody ever gives me, all my Patreons, I totally support all. I appreciate all of that support, because these hotel rooms are crazy. And all of that, just it adds up. It adds up. And then you want to buy plants and fill up your suitcase full of plants and everything else. Let's see here. Amber, you hear me? This is you got to help me out with this music. I mean, I kind of agree with you, but I should take a little bit more of an effort to create a positive playlist here. That's not too I don't know what. I don't know. There's a lot of different stuff. Anyways, never mind. All right, I gotta get out of here, you guys. This is I don't know. I was planning on just doing a half an hour. I don't know, but that didn't happen. You guys do not forget to check out the next stream coming up. We got Aquarium Co-op. Corey is going to be doing his stream tonight. But he was talking about plants or something. I'm not sure, but check that out. I don't know if Rob's going like from 7:30 to 8:30 and doing an hour. I don't know, so you can check that out as well. I don't know what else is going on a Wednesday night. That's another reason why I went live, because I really didn't know. I didn't think anything was going on, so I didn't really realize that that Corey was going. I got lucky deciding on 7 o'clock, so that happened. Dan Sleet, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You know, just hanging out. It's just nice to geek out and hang out with my fish nerd friends. You guys are my fish nerd family, my fish hobby family, and my club and all that good stuff. Being stuck here on this little rock in the Caribbean, but I appreciate it. It's nice. It's nice to have some other people to geek out with, and share experiences with, learn from each other, and share shrimp and plants and fish and stuff like that as well, and leaves and sticks sometimes. I got that for you guys as well. And that brings me to another thing. I got a product coming up. I'm going to be debuting a new product. It's coming up really soon. The prototype is in the mail, so we get that prototype here and I get the okay. I just got to wait for the okay to actually show it to you guys. But it's literally printing happening, labels being created. That kind of good stuff is happening tonight. And I thought it was actually in the mail already, so no, it's actually going out tomorrow. But I do have I have something coming. I have my first prototype of that, so I'm really excited and want to share that with you guys. And I'm ready to put it in a tank and show it to you guys in a tank. So there's a clue. It goes in a tank, which it obviously should go in an aquarium. Oh no, I'm gonna start rambling, talking goofiness. Anyways, I want to say thank you to all of you. I appreciate all of your support. I appreciate all of my friends out there. I look forward to seeing. Do I have shrimp? I do have shrimp, but I don't have anything for sale right now. I'm figuring out this cold pack thing. Have a little bit of a cold, the heat wave in the States. I lost some shrimp in shipping, and it really hurts. I don't like killing animals. I don't like having, seeing pictures of dead shrimp in a bag. And I don't like sending people dead shrimp when they paid for something. That's really, the whole thing is bad. And I had plenty of successful shipments before that. It was just that heat wave and summer is upon us all of a sudden. And I don't have any cold packs. So I'm actually waiting for them to get here. For some reason, they're shipping ground, so they're going to come by like boat or something like that, right? But in the end, before I get that, before I can actually I feel like I need to perfect my shipping a little bit more, because I want to give quality shipping. I'm not killing shrimp either. So we'll see how that goes. So I pulled everything off of Aquabid. I pulled everything off of my my getgills.com page for now. All my livestock anyways, shrimp livestock for now. So it's what's best for the shrimp is what it really comes down to, and for the customers. I don't want to send people dead stuff. So we'll see. It's also a little bit of a catalyst to move to the States, because I'm ready to just get back to the mainland where I can ship something through USPS and I don't have to really worry too much about that. And overnight really is overnight. Anyways, you guys, I could ramble on forever, but I want to say thank you again. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. I guess it looks like all 24 of you hanging out with me on this this Wednesday evening. Hope you guys are enjoying the middle of your week. I hope you have an awesome rest of your week. Hopefully they'll have a piece of content out this Friday, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday for my live stream at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But thank you guys for hanging out with me, listen to me ramble and talk about my shrimp and my fish and my fry and all that other good stuff, and moss, cool mosses. All right guys, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it. Remember, keep your tanks clean, your fish fed, and have fun.